I heard somebody talking downstairs at 3 a.m. The problem was I lived alone. I woke up thinking it was part of a dream. Rain hit the windows. Wind pushed against the walls. And somewhere below me, two people were whispering. At first, I couldn't understand the words. Just quiet voices moving through the dark. Then I heard my name. I sat up immediately. Every sound stopped. No footsteps. No whispers. Only rain again. I grabbed the hammer beside my bed and listened carefully. Nothing. For almost a full minute, the house stayed completely silent. Then the radio downstairs crackled. Static filled the first floor, and a voice whispered, "He's awake now." I froze instantly. Because I disconnected that radio 3 days ago. No batteries. No power. Nothing. I slowly stood up and moved toward the bedroom door. The hallway outside was dark. The only light came from the storm outside the windows. I remember trying to convince myself it was another survivor. Maybe somebody broke inside looking for food. Maybe somebody turned the radio on. Anything made more sense than what I was thinking. I walked downstairs slowly, one step at a time. The radio kept crackling below me. Then another voice came through. Not the emergency broadcast voice. A different one. Lower. Quieter. "Don't let him see you." I stopped halfway down the stairs. The kitchen was visible from there. The radio sat on the counter glowing softly red, but somebody else was standing beside it. A silhouette. Tall. Completely still. Watching the radio. Not moving. I couldn't see the face. Only the outline against the kitchen window. Then lightning flashed outside, and for 1 second the kitchen was bright enough to see clearly. Nobody was there. The silhouette vanished. The radio immediately went silent. I ran downstairs anyway. Checked the kitchen, bathroom, living room. Nothing. No open windows. No broken doors. No signs anyone had entered. But the radio was warm, like somebody had been holding it. I carried it outside immediately and threw it into the flooded street. Then I locked every door again. I barely slept after that. Every small sound made my heart race. Pipes creaking, rain hitting glass, branches scraping the walls. Around sunrise, I finally started calming down. That's when I heard knocking. 3 slow knocks at the front door. I grabbed the hammer again and stayed quiet. The knocking repeated. Slow. Patient. Not zombie banging. Human knocking. I looked through the curtains carefully. Nobody outside. Only rain. Then the knocking happened again. This time from the kitchen window behind me. I spun around immediately. Nothing there. Then another knock. Upstairs. Inside the house. My stomach dropped instantly, because I knew exactly what I heard. Somebody knocked from upstairs. I backed away from the stairs slowly. Another knock echoed through the second floor hallway. Then another. Moving closer. Knock. 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 Like somebody walking room to room. I wanted to run outside, but outside was worse. The infected wandered near the neighborhood every morning. Invisibility during storms was terrible. Then I heard footsteps upstairs. Slow footsteps dragging across the floor. The second floor creaked softly overhead. And then silence. A few seconds later, the emergency broadcast voice returned. Not from the radio outside. From upstairs. He opened the door for us. I ran. Straight for the kitchen. Straight for the back entrance. But when I reached the door, there were locks I didn't recognize. Heavy metal locks bolted from the inside. I never installed them. My hands started shaking badly. Then the footsteps upstairs began moving faster. Running now. Back and forth across the ceiling. The walls vibrated with every step. I grabbed a chair and smashed the kitchen window as hard as I could. Glass shattered everywhere. And the instant the window broke, everything upstairs stopped. No footsteps. No movement. Nothing. I climbed outside into the rain and backed away from the house. The upstairs hallway light turned on immediately. A silhouette stood near the top of the stairs, watching me through the window. Tall. Unnaturally thin. Completely motionless. Then another silhouette stepped into view beside it. Then another. 3 figures standing upstairs inside my house, all watching silently. Lightning flashed again, and for 1 second I saw their faces. Blank. Smooth. No eyes. No mouths. Just pale skin stretched across empty heads. The hallway light shut off instantly. The figures disappeared. I ran through the rain until sunrise. I didn't stop once, not even when I heard footsteps behind me, because every time I looked back nobody was there. I found another shelter 2 days later, a small farmhouse outside Riverside. No radios, no electronics, no second floor. I checked every room twice before sleeping. then 3 times. The place felt safe enough. For a while. Until the third night. I woke up to static again. Very faint. Coming from somewhere inside the walls. I searched the entire farmhouse with a flashlight. Nothing. No radios. No batteries. No devices anywhere. But the static kept moving. Sometimes near the kitchen. Sometimes inside the hallway. Sometimes directly beside me. Then the whispering started again. Quiet voices inside the walls. Talking to each other. I couldn't understand most of it. Except one sentence. He still thinks he escaped. I stopped sleeping after that. Days passed. Then weeks. The voices followed me everywhere. Gas stations. Warehouses. Abandoned homes. Sometimes I heard them through dead televisions. Sometimes through disconnected radios. Once through the speakers inside an abandoned police car buried beneath bodies. Always the same whispers. Always talking about me like I wasn't supposed to hear them. I met another survivor outside Rosewood during the 5th week. An older woman carrying hunting gear and a shotgun. She looked exhausted. The kind of exhausted people get after surviving too long. We stayed together inside an abandoned diner for one night. I never told her about the voices. I thought she'd think I was insane. But around midnight while rain hit the roof again, she suddenly asked me something. Very quietly. Do you hear them too? I felt cold immediately. I asked her what she meant. She stared toward the dark kitchen and whispered. The people inside the walls thought neither of us slept after that. Around 2 a.m. the static returned. This time louder than ever. The old television behind the diner counter turned on by itself. White static filled the screen. Then the emergency broadcast voice spoke again. There are 2 survivors inside this building. The woman beside me stood up instantly, terrified, like she had heard that sentence before. Then another voice came through the television. Lower. Hungrier. Only one is supposed to remain. The lights inside the diner shut off immediately. Darkness swallowed the entire room. Then footsteps started moving inside the kitchen. Heavy footsteps. Too heavy. Cabinets opened violently somewhere in the dark. Plates shattered against the floor. The woman grabbed my arm and whispered, "Don't let them separate us." Then something sprinted through the kitchen. Fast. Too fast. Not human. The emergency broadcast crackled again. He sees them now. The woman screamed. I turned toward the sound just as something dragged her into the darkness behind the counter. I heard tables flip over. Glass breaking. Her shotgun fired once. Then silence. Complete silence. I ran. I left her there. I didn't even look back. And that's the part I hate the most. Because while running through the rain outside, I heard the voices whispering together behind me, laughing, like they already knew I would leave her behind. That was 3 weeks ago. I still hear the static every night now. Closer than before. Sometimes directly outside the bedroom door. Sometimes beside the bed. And last night for the first time I heard knocking inside the walls. Slow knocking. Moving closer through the house. Room by room. Looking for me.